Often, we have a room at home that just seems to be missing something. Now this is how to take a wall from bland to glam. Using the right tools makes DIY easy. To measure the wall, I'm using this Bosch GLM 20 laser distance measurer. I need to know the length and width. By aiming the laser across the wall, the beam reflects back with a reading of 2,250 millimeters, which will be the length of the wood trim. To create a contrast between the trim, the wallpaper and the painted wall, I chose a dark grey finish for my trim to complement the light coloured wallpaper. I want to install the wood trim halfway up the wall, so I measured the height of the wall, that's 260 centimeters, and then divided it by 2. That gave me 130 centimeters. Placing the laser measurer on the wall, slide it down until it reads 130 centimeters, marking the point of installation. Sticking with lasers, the Bosch Quigo self-leveling spirit level projects 2 lasers onto the wall, one horizontal and one vertical, which provides an accurate level guide to work with. Now I only need to wallpaper up to this level. This is where the trim is going to sit. Now before unrolling the wallpaper, the right preparation is key. Take a look at this wall. It's smooth with no cracks and only one hole needs to be crack filled. Now if your wall has a rough finish or is painted with a gloss paint, then applying a universal undercoat will help with better adhesion for the wallpaper. My wall doesn't need that. So I'm going to get stuck in. I'm going to give it a good scrub by mixing sugar soap and lukewarm water. Now this will remove any dirt, dust or contaminants. And then give it a good wipe. While the wall is drying, let me show you how to calculate how much wallpaper I'm going to need for the area that I'm working with. First, to work out how many drops of wallpaper is needed, divide the wall width, which is 225 centimeters, by the wallpaper width, which is 53 centimeters, which equals 4 1/4 drops, rounded up to 5 drops. Then multiply the number of drops by the height of the area you're working with. In this case, it's 130 centimeters to get the total drops by height value, which is 650 centimeters. So one 10-meter roll is sufficient. To cut my wallpaper, I've laid it out on a clean flat surface, ensuring that the top edge of the wallpaper touches the wall. Using my laser distance measurer and the wall, I can measure 130 centimeters and mark with a pencil before joining the marks and checking that my line is square. I placed a piece of scrap wood underneath before I cut. This helps to avoid damaging the floor surface and blunting the blade. Then lay the second drop alongside and align the pattern before cutting and trimming any excess. Label each drop to avoid mixing them up, and then repeat until you have all your drops cut. Using the Bosch cross-line laser ensures all my lines are straight. As I will also be installing a wooden trim halfway down the wall, I've set up my Bosch cross-line laser to the mark on the wall where the wallpaper will end and my wood trim will be installed. I've positioned the vertical line 53 centimeters away from the edge, and this will be my guide for the edge of the first drop of wallpaper. It's time to get sticky with the wallpaper adhesive, which I've mixed as per the instructions on the pack. Using a paintbrush, apply the adhesive to the wall, ensuring even coverage throughout. You don't want excessively big blobs of adhesive, but rather a uniform layer covering the wall. I'm ready to hang or stick the first drop of wallpaper. Starting at the top left corner of my wall and aligning the edge of the wallpaper to the laser line, gently press the wallpaper onto the wall and flatten the paper with your hand. To get rid of any bubbles and wrinkles, I'm smoothing it out with a squeegee or a soft sponge. It's up to you. Working from the top to the bottom and inside outward. Excess adhesive that squeezes out should be cleaned up with a damp rag before it dries. Now I can use the same method for the rest of the drops to ensure that my wallpaper is straight throughout. I'm going to adjust my cross-line laser level to the right as I go so that I can follow the vertical laser line which is projecting next to each drop. Now that my wallpaper is installed and smoothed out, I can now trim any overhanging edges on the side, the tops and around the light switch using a utility knife. The wallpaper stuck onto the wall. It's looking nice. And because I'm going to be doing a contrast with the dado rail, here's what I'm going to do. With the Quego Bosch still projecting its lines onto the wall, I'm just going to lift the horizontal line slightly to where I want the timber to be. Then I'm going to apply no more nails in a zigzag pattern. Press it into position until the glue holds. Now, what this trim is also going to do is it's going to hide the bottom cut lines of the wallpaper. So if you are a few millimeters off, don't stress. Life's too short for boring walls. It just needs some creative thinking, and Builders has everything that you need to wrap up your walls in style, both in store or online at builders.co.za. For more videos like this, check out the blog on the website. It's due day for walls that wow with DIY wallpaper. Get to Builders, get it done.